No Miki Kantz. She just happened to have someone on her show, and I think that we should probably review what was said. This has nothing really to do with the host of the video.
Oh, sure. And Nomiki's cool. I like
Yeah.
it.
So you know who Josh Fox is, right?
Yes.
All right. So he and I know each other. I've had him on my show. I think he's had me on his show.
So you have all this Russian media, and some of which who is, I think, clearly there are infiltrators on among sites that are very popular with the progressive left right now. I'm not going to name names because I don't want to talk trash out of school without evidence, but people might know who I'm referring to. Then all of a sudden, you have a new narrative get born. That new narrative was embedded in Michael Moore's movie.
Okay, so this is my next question.
And it has been brought out by Max Blumenthal. And
this is her show, okay? This is Nomi's show.
A whole bunch of other folks, Katie Halper, are saying.
Hey, did you hear that? Let's just rewind a little bit, because I want to give Josh the respect he deserves for saying, I'm not going to name names because I don't want to find without evidence. Okay.
Before I get away from what I was trying to say, because I was about to forget it, is that
that's pretty passive aggressive.
Once the bait and switch happens,
ready?
So you have all this Russian media, and some of which who is, I think, clearly there are infiltrators on among sites that are very popular with the progressive left right now. I'm not going to name names because I don't want to talk trash out of school without evidence, but people might know.
Okay, so remember what he just said. I don't want to name names because I don't want to talk trash out of school without evidence, right?
Yeah,
it's a good thing.
That's not going to name names.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Like, I like that principle, right? The principle is don't want to talk out of my ass.
That new narrative was embedded in Michael Moore's movie.
Okay, so this is my next question.
And it has been brought out by Max Blumenthal and Aaron Mate and a whole bunch of other folks, Katie Halper, are saying things like
Katie Halper.
Oh, Matt Taibbi. Renewable energy doesn't work.
Okay, here's the deal. We had Michael Moore on Useful Idiots, right? And that's what this is about. Here's the biggest piece of irony. The reason we had him on at the particular moment we had him on was because Josh Fox had an active campaign to get his movie banned. Like, he wanted YouTube to take the movie down. There are emails, there's documents you can see. This is not private. It may have been denied after the fact, but there's a lot of verification.
I wasn't even paying that much attention. And I heard what Josh Fox did want this movie taken down.
It's bad in principle and it's bad in tactics. Let's just play a little bit more. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What you're seeing and what you're seeing, let me just tie it all together.
Let the woman talk.
Michael Moore's movie, Planet of the Humans, which says renewable energy doesn't work. Then in Russia's, the scientists fight back and say, no, in fact, it does work. There is a way to stop climate change, and it's attack the oil company. But who rushes in? A whole chorus of
Do you
voices.
notice this, by the way? I didn't even notice this.
Leading the charge.
Do you realize the rush?
Vladimir Putin.
Hold on.
Yes, he's trying to do some kind of lyrical thing with
Aaron Mate.
Hold on. He goes, Russian. We got to watch this. Hold on.
Yeah, he's saying, like, he's mixing up his rushes.
Yeah, what did he do?
Then in Russia's.
That's one.
Then the scientific community, fight back and say, no, in fact, it does work. There is a way to stop climate change, and it's attack the oil company. But who rushes in? A whole chorus of voices.
Yeah.
Who rushes in?
Yes.
Who rushes in?
He's trying to put it in our head.
Leading the charge. Lee Camp. Vladimir Putin. Matt Taibbi. Followed by Max Blumenthal.
Wait, I'm sorry. Who started it? It's Putin and then Lee Camp and then Matt and then Max? Well, it's just, I want not to rush ahead.
Who rushes in? Chorus of voices. RT leading the charge. Lee Camp. Vladimir Putin.
Wait a second. Why is Lee Camp ahead of Vladimir Putin?
I know, right?
By Matt Taibbi. Followed by Max Blumenthal. Followed by Aaron Mate. Saying, well, in fact, these people are trying to censor Michael Moore.
Josh, you literally tried to censor Michael Moore. Wait, Vladimir Putin said that?
RT leading the charge. Lee Camp. Vladimir Putin.
Wait. He only named me once.
Yeah, he only named. Yeah, that is kind of problematic to give you one name drop.
He erased me.
Yeah.
He He half erased me.
He named you first, but then didn't, and it was kind of like an aside. It wasn't. It wasn't very assertive. It was like, I don't know. He feels like he's not really committed to it.
I'm like I mean, what I did like about this is he named me before Matt, so I do want to commend him for getting the order right. Okay, here's the thing. I'm coming out now. It's been long enough. I have to tell people something. I'm not Vladimir Putin fan. I do know Josh Fox. I met him. He's been on my show. I've been on his show. So I don't know why he speaks me like this. But it's not nice. Vladimir Putin is in charge of PR. No, it's Lee Kemp, then Vladimir Putin, then Matt Taibbi, then Max Blumenthal, and then Era Mate. And then me, but first time only mentioned. And we are in cabal to say Michael Moore being censored.
Katya, I'm so happy, Katya, you're here.
I came out of my shell. Yes, it's too much. I can't let him smear blood like that. It breaks my heart in many pieces.
These arguments were completely incorrect, scientifically incorrect. And what we were doing was like a peer-reviewed paper. We were saying,
wait, you didn't have a peer-reviewed paper. You had an email campaign that I received to get Michael Moore's film banned from YouTube. So guess what? You don't have to be Vladimir fucking Putin, who I can't believe I even said that, because Vladimir fucking Putin has no idea about this fucking film.
I know, right?
Now, Vlad, if you're watching, I want you to watch this movie. I send you VHS. And you watch. Great experience.
Your science is wrong. You have to withdraw this paper. We have to withdraw this movie.
Sorry, what's a movie withdrawal?
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, what would that be other than censoration? I guess if you make them do it themselves, it's not That's the line you usually hear. It's like, no, they voluntarily did it. After
right. If you harass them into it.
That's not censorship, actually.
Right. Okay, this is not a peer-reviewed monologue, by the way, because friends don't let friends say shit like this. Josh's friends. You need to give this a second look.
Instead, you see this chorus of people on the left who have been a part of that moment saying, oh, we have to go with these philosophies. Because
the vagueness. So now there's a part of the left saying we have to go with these philosophies. We're infiltrating. Vladimir Putin's involved.
Is this the best team that Putin can put together? A few podcasters and journalists.
Yeah,
like that's the best team to defend to save the oil companies. I guess that's what you're doing.
Oh right, yeah. Thank you for reminding me. That's it. So Putin. Have you ever heard Michael Moore talk about Putin? By the way, he's not exactly like a critic of the Russiagate narrative. So it's that's first trick you learn. Vlad tells you, pretend to not like me. And then you'll infiltrate. Take down Michael Moore movie. Oh, no, that makes sense, actually. Wait, Michael Moore. No, it doesn't. Okay, hold on.
I have no doubt that there are people
like
on the left,
Halper.
some folks who are bad actors who've made partnerships with who knows whom.
All right. I make partnership with Matt Taibbi for podcasts. Not involving Vladimir Putin.
Yes, obviously.
No, yeah, nothing to do. Matt does speak Russian, so I'm actually surprised that Josh hasn't brought that up. Matt lived in Russia,
yes,
and he played on the what was this? What did he was in the NBA, the Mongolian basketball association.
Oh yeah.
The other hilarious thing is that Matt is such a critic of Putin and has been historically when he was in Russia. But okay, let's see what else Josh got on us. So far, just can you help me thread needle, Leslie?
Yeah.
Help me thread needle. So it's people saying that Josh Fox tried to censor Michael Moore's film, which is true. That's just description. That's it, right? So, but somehow the only people who would say that are people who are infiltrating and asking and acting on behalf of Russia.
Yes, the only people, because you're creating this narrative that he's censoring the film based on the fact that he's trying to censor the
Yeah, that
film.
he failed. To be fair, he only failed because it got back up.
Yes.
Right. Okay. I see. So, and that I am like the Russian creating racism in the United States to create the Black Lives Matter.
Yes. You're trying
discord.
to sow discord among the climate movement.
Right.
And to protect the oil companies too. That's the kind of the weird thing. He threw in, like, you're explicitly also trying to protect the oil companies. It's not just usually the fallback is saying, oh, well, Russia doesn't really know what it wants to do. It wants to cause chaos.
Right.
But he actually made the positive claim that you're trying to protect the oil company.
Right.
We have to go with these philosophies and they built trust up. That's the bait and switch. That's an infiltration.
Okay. They built trust up, and that's infiltration. Like, that's not infiltration.
That's not what that's just having a media career. You have to build up trust. I guess if you're infiltrating, you do build up trust.
Yeah, that's
too,
one
but that's
thing.
not the only thing.
That's like saying you have a permanent address, which I guess you don't have, but you know what I mean? It's
Yes.
like, okay,
Yes, you can tell she's a spy. She has a permanent address.
Yeah.
She has a
So
driver's
serious.
license.
She has a Metro card and unlimited.
Yes.
In my case.
Okay, so
You see what I'm saying? Do you get it, Leslie? Do you get it?
You see what I'm saying? That's
I
that's
have
a
no
trying to
doubt that
bring
there are
someone
people
along.
on the left, some
Trying to build trust almost.
folks who are bad actors who made partnerships with who knows whom.
I'm not saying they have. I'm just saying.
Hang on.
That's the thing. Is that lampshading or passive aggressive Jewish mother?
Well, see, it can kind of be both. It can be both. You can be the passive aggressive thing while trying to lampshade, like trying to back away. Like I yes, I already said the thing. It's kind of like a post lampshading, because usually you lampshade beforehand. I think you usually try to lampshade beforehand or contemporaneously. But he's already gotten all his shit out, and now when he's getting the pushback, then he says, "Hey, hold up."
See,
usually you lampshade so you don't get that pushback in the first place.
It's a preemptive lampshade.
Yeah, it's a
But I thought he was doing the other thing, which is when you're actually, see, like you're being the passive, like, look, I don't know. What do I know?
Yeah, that's what you have to do after you fail. Your lampshading has failed, where you're still trying to kind of hedge your bets.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have no doubt that
Her
there's
body
no
language
doubt
is
that
she's
there's
trying to
some
push
people
the
who are
whole thing away from her. That is a very nice comment, just Maddie. That is exactly what Nabiki is doing. It looks like she's physically trying to push
partnerships
it
with
away.
who knows whom.
I'm not saying they have.
Hang on. I'm just saying I have no.
What's he doing? Do you see him going like that? What's he moving?
It's like the freaking like end of Scanners. It's like
I
they're
am
trying to
saying
mentally. He's trying to push in.
Yeah.
He's trying to push away. He's trying to.
He's
rushing in.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that these are some of the.
She's trying to. Yeah, she's trying to suss
And this
out.
actually ties
You mean
into
like
the
Jimmy
conversation.
Dore?
So Josh got his ding at Jimmy Dore in there because it's a weekday.
They're so anti-establishment.
Yeah, wait, Josh really dropped the ball. How could he not have named Jimmy Dore earlier on?
Yeah. He made a mistake.
ball.
See, he doesn't really have this planned out.
Doesn't, yeah.
Like Jimmy Dore.
Jimmy Dore, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you weren't involved in the elite squad. You weren't named. You're not part of the elite squad. Like, Vlad didn't invite you over for dinner the way he did me and Aaron, Max, Lee Camp, and Matt. But he gave you, Vlad sent you doggy big for me to give you.
Just be real. There's a business model to these shows. It might not even be a personal philosophy. Might be a little bit of that. But I hear what you're saying. I don't necessarily completely agree with all of the names. With that being said, I do want to give you space.
I'm not saying that they're all on the same spectrum.
I get it.
Wait, you are saying we're all on the same spectrum, Josh. You mean you're not saying we're all in the same place on the spectrum, right?
Yeah, that would be the meaning. But like again, it's like this hedging of the bet.
Right.
He said he wasn't going to name anybody. He named a bunch of people. And
Can you imagine how we hold up under torture? By the way, not that I want.
Why are you going to find out?
No, but I'm just saying. Imagine he's like, I refuse. I will never betray my. Do you have a pen and paper? Can Can I write them on your cell phone? Yeah.
Yeah, because he came out so strong. Because there's a coherent argument that he could probably make without crossing into unhinged conspiracy theory if he wanted to. But he immediately jumped to that, and now he's kind of trying to
oversold it. Yeah,
he oversold it. Yeah,
I'm a little disappointed he hasn't said Rush more times.
All like Russian operatives. I'm not saying.
Oh, here we go.
I'm not. I would never call them Russian operatives who have infiltrated.
What I'm saying is that there was a series of motifs and thought
motifs.
Ideas.
Thought ideas, Leslie.
Thought ideas, memes, if you will.
Memes, if you will. It's mind control.
Right. They were built up by Putin's RT. That started with let's be anti-fracking.
I get it.
And then it was from there. It was a glacial move.
The puns, Leslie. Do you hear that? From there, it was a glacial move. Melts my heart.
Anti-fracking.
Is geopolitically beneficial to them, and instead of buying Facebook ads and all the other stuff,
he's doing them.
Get involved with left media, which is just as influential. So.
Reminder, the Facebook ads, I would like to think that we are left media more influential than Facebook ads, considering some of those Facebook ads were bought after their 2016. Yes. And many of them featured Jesus Christ masturbation. We can beat it together memes.
Without getting into the personal drama.
It's kind of a big part of it so far. I'm not sure you can walk that a little late.
Can we just talk about the fundamentals? Because I think we have talked about this on the show before. The Michael Moore movie, which, let's just be clear, he was a producer of. He did not host the movie. It was this other guy in which he attacked.
What's that weird?
He was the main publicist for it.
He was the main publicist for it.
All right,
and
whatever.
He did not back down on criticisms from Naomi Klein.
Okay, what does that mean? He did not back down on criticisms from Naomi Klein?
I think
he might have taken the film down because Naomi Klein was critical of it.
I'm not sure because I saw Naomi Klein was critical of it.
Yeah.
Maybe we're not. I'm not sure. Maybe she
from you, from Bill
Michael
McKinnon,
Mann.
all of Bernie Sanders' environmental advisors. You know, I think it was real. I watched it and I cut it off halfway through before you pushed back, Josh. Before you pushed back, I watched it, having been involved in my own way in New York with the climate movement, with the anti-fracking movement, and I felt disgusted because I just fundamentally knew these things were false.
I stopped watching it halfway through because I felt disgusted. Don't you have like a responsibility to watch the whole thing?
I think if you're podcasting, you have to watch it. But this is something we'll cover with Nomiki at the Podcasters Union.
All right, fine. What if it has this total plot twist?
So we have to sit here and like put our investigative, everybody needs to like learn a little bit about investigative reporting.
Yes. But watch the full movie. That goes under that umbrella.
No, you just know instinctively. First question I had was, who is this guy? Where did he come from? Never heard of him. Didn't know who he was. Did a little, I felt it would be like if I did a movie, I don't know, I can't even give you an example.
The movie is a small part of the problem. The problem is that there is,
here we go.
because of this type of, I would say, infiltration.
See, it's so bizarre because like she's trying to help him. She's trying to say like the movie is bad. Let's talk about how bad the movie is, and he's like, no, actually, the movie does not matter. It's about the Russian infiltration.
About how
That's so weird. I've never seen a softer softball. Yeah, this is the same thing Trump does because if you notice, whenever he's asked a question, even a softball question meant for him, he doesn't answer directly. He wants to reframe it into whatever terms, even if it doesn't help him. He'd rather like change the question and not answer it directly. They can be like, President Trump, isn't it true that your hair is not only 100% natural, but absolutely fabulous looking? And Vidal Sassoon himself said he could not style it because it was too beautiful on its own. And his response would be something along the lines of, well, Vidal Sassoon, you know that guy. That guy was a total,
loser. Loser. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, like why are you not taking the lifeboat? Much more palatable, reasonable point.
Yeah.
And then but you're losing. Don't let this get lost. This is about infiltration.
Really powerful. at sowing ideas into people's minds. You see all this groupthink and group speak all.
Okay, no, this is not group. I'm sorry. Watching Michael Moore's movie, giving him a platform is not groupthink. The groupthink is not that. Like the groupthink is the shutting down a movie.
Yeah.
Taysom Hill is going to be a bad quarterback on the New Orleans Saints.
Okay,
you see these kinds of things get put into the media, and then all of a sudden people start to agree with them, right? It's that same propaganda rule. You repeat a lie enough, it becomes the truth.
Okay, we're really going to bring Goebbels into the mix right now?
And that's what
That's my job to make jokes about.
They're so brilliant at doing this. That's what the fossil fuel industry did for years when we were talking about fracking. They were like, oh, you could light water on fire naturally. Those Trump supporters all say that to this day. They say Donald Trump won the election and you can light water on fire naturally. That's what they say because it's just being repeated over and over.
I don't think most Trump supporters know what you're talking about.
I don't know what that is. I don't think so. I think that's trying to bring like two unconnected culture wars together. You can't.
Well, right, because his movie showed that, and it was great. Gasland.
That's a 15-year difference of people.
He's like, they're all slave owners, and they all believe that.
When we're talking about the infiltration of whether it's Tiger Swan or it's Jeff Bezos or it's Vladimir Putin.
Who's Tiger Swan?
Tiger Swan is a global risk management and mitigation consultancy. Okay. You should know this, Katie. You are in bed with them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, who's Tiger Swan? Tell me about Tiger Swan. I've never met them.
Giant big green organization swoops in, takes credit for what we did, and then fundraises.
That's right. That's right. Thank you. Okay, so this happens politically too. Pay attention. Who takes credit for these wins and fundraises off of them? Because they're all in this like quarterly fundraising.
I don't know if this is about you anymore, Katie.
All right, I'm bored.
It's not about you anymore.
Yeah, that was great, though.
It didn't seem like it had that huge impact, and wouldn't have if they hadn't tried to get the movie banned in the
Well, that's a big thing. Yeah, they're two separate points. For a lot of people, this made them care much less about what's in the movie because there is a principle here.